Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, people all over the world. What? It's us. It's the two-man duo tag team of the Sideline Junkies. We are here. It's Sunday morning. It's the Sunday rise. There's no better way to start your Sunday off than to come here. Get you a little bit of whatever we got going, because we got something going. In the words of my favorite show host, he says, if you grab my coattails and just follow, I'll lead you to the promised land. And that's where we're going today. Take me to another place. Take me to another land. And let me understand. But this morning, this Sunday Rise is brought to you by absolutely nobody because we don't have any sponsors. But it's all good because we're going to sponsor up ourselves and do what we do. It's the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. It's the Sunday Rise. I'm the Midnight Rider. He's the big guy, KG. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to transition and give the show over to its host and let him do what he does best because this is what we're here for. So take it away, KG.
Welcome to the Sunday Rise, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Midnight Rider, for that rousing introduction. Coach Mark checking in, starting my week off right with the Sunday Rise. Damn right. First and foremost, Midnight Rider, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm back. Duck. Nights like this, I wish St. George would fall. Oh, yesterday I was in my bag. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store, and a nice friend of mine said, "If you go to the store, buy yourself a steak. I'll send you whatever you pay for the steak and cash out." And I was like, "Of course." So I got a nice little 3-pack. I was going down the aisle and I saw that they had this a Montreal seasoning marinade. So I grabbed 2 packets of that. So came home yesterday, dropped the marinade in the steaks. I had 3 of them, so I had 3 different little Ziploc bags. So I took the first one out. I took some beer, some butter, uh, to start the pan off, boom, threw the steak in with the marinade on it, flipped it, boom, took the steak off and let the steak sit for a couple minutes while the steak was sitting and resting. You know what I did to that pan? I deglazed that pan, baby. I went there. I got me a little. I had a plastic. It's like a spoon. So I took the spoon, kind of took the stuff off the bottom of the pan. I added some A1 sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, um, put some more beer in it, put it on high for like 3 minutes. You had to stir occasionally, you know what I'm saying, to keep the consistency going. Oh, pour that over my steak. I was in heaven, bruh.
It sounded like you were.
Yeah, man. And
Damn.
then the second one, I did the second one differently because I was like, I'm gonna start this one. I pan-seared the sides on the second one. Then I threw in the beer and like a little glaze, the sauce and type of thing. Ah, that one came out good too. So guess what's happening today? 2 more steaks, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Coach Mark said, why does this feel like a South Park moment?
Because that's where I got the inspiration from, Coach Mark. You know what it is.
Speaking of yesterday, the WrestleManiacs didn't go traditional last night. I went solo, and I did it as a thank you. And I left some people out, and I didn't do it on purpose. I'm trying to remember things without writing them down, and there was a couple of people I forgot to thank. Coach Mark, our guy Ross, JoJo. I forgot to thank you guys for the continued support. If you have not watched the episode, just go back and watch this. Just a thank you from myself as a representation of the WrestleManiacs, as well as a representation of the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. So, just little oral history for 30 minutes and just riffing, just to put some content out there, but just to say thank you. So if you have not checked that out, it's available on YouTube, Twitter, X, and Facebook. So let's go ahead and start this thing off hot and heavy. Because I know the Midnight Rider's itching for this because he's been talking about this The World Cup round of 16. Like
Oh
he,
man, let
I'm
me tell you
starting off hot.
something. Let me tell you something, man. There's nothing like watching people compete and do it at the highest level. And Cape Verde against Argentina. If you haven't seen that, you got to go back and watch it. These jokers have Cape Verde put on a show. Everybody thought they was gonna get blown out the building, and they took Argentina into overtime. They had Argentina sweating. Uh, they give up a third goal, and they lose 3-2. But it was the most exciting 3-2 matchup I ever saw in soccer. Like I was sitting on the edge of my seat the whole match. Um, I don't know what you guys are watching, and if you're not into it, but if you're not into it, this round of 16 is going to be special because if that's what they're giving us at 32, these 16 is going to be tough. I mean, at 32, we had Croatia. Who did Croatia play somebody, and that was I think that was Argentina. Hold on, I'm mixing up my matchups. Who did Croatia play, KG, in the 32? Do you remember?
Not
They had the
offhand.
infamous goal that wasn't a goal, and they had like 14 offsides. Um, God, this 50-year-old brain, bro. I tell you one thing. It, I just gotta go back to Friday. I know when I see it. It's
Was it
Thursday.
Portugal?
Portugal and Croatia. That's who it was. That match had so many offsides and everything. I didn't know what was going on. It was crazy. Um, and then we go forward to Friday. Friday was just awesome altogether. Um, Egypt beats Australia in penalty kicks to advance. Colombia wins 1-0 over Ghana. Uh, like I said, Argentina 3-2 in extra time. And then yesterday, Morocco blows out Canada. France plays Paraguay, and Paraguay loses 1-0. Uh, and it was amazing watching Paraguay because they were the team that the U.S. beat handily, and then it was like they just found their footing and got going. Um, but upcoming matches today, we got Brazil versus Norway. I'm taking Norway because I thought Brazil wasn't going to win against Japan, so I'm gonna take Norway in that. Mexico versus England. Mexico is played something like 80 plus games in their stadium, their home stadium. They've only lost 2. I don't see why that's going to change today. The Mexican fans have been off the chain this whole time. I don't know if you saw them pre-Ecuador match, but before they played Ecuador, the fans of Mexico or the people of Mexico surrounded their hotel and played loud music and sung all night long. So that way Ecuador couldn't get any sleep going into this. It was amazing. Um, Next up on the ledger, we got, let's see, Monday. We got Portugal versus Spain. That's a top-notch match. That shouldn't even be happening this early. But the way they expanded this format, you're getting some bangers early. USA versus Belgium. Give me USA. I think Pepe is going to take the place of Balogun. Um, Argentina versus Egypt. I think that's Argentina. Switzerland versus Colombia. I think that's Colombia. Um, and then in the quarterfinals, you already got France and Morocco, which I think that you know what, that messes me up, dog. Because you remember in um our pre World Cup, we did a winner and a sleeper. So I
Right.
lose one because my winner was France, my sleeper was Morocco. So in this quarterfinal matchup, I lose one of my teams. That's crazy. They set me up. They set me
All right,
up.
all right, Marion Barry.
But that's all I got with World Cup, man. Like I said, this to me honestly has been one of the best, the most entertaining, the most dynamic. People thought going to 48 teams was a bad thing. I actually think the 48 teams made it even better because you got some of your better matchups earlier than you expected. Like you had Morocco versus the Netherlands early, and that's another setup where they set me up because I like the Netherlands. I always the Dutch because I like their uniforms, but I also love the Dutch because they're always consistent. They always get to at least the quarters, and this is one of the first years they didn't make it to the quarters. But it is what it is.
Well, let me ask you a question. Since we're
Ask away,
talking
my
soccer,
brother.
and I got to play Joe the fan here. Has the U.S. surprised you? The U.S. men's national team surprised you in how they've been moving and how good they've been doing in this World Cup?
That's a great question. Um, when this thing started, I said the U.S. could make it to the round of 16 if they. The one thing I questioned was this isn't one of those teams that plays together year round, not even year round, but um, they don't play a lot together. So I worried about how much of a team they would be. I told you in the beginning, this was the most talented U.S. team we've ever had. I don't care who you are. It's the most talented U.S. team ever. They've got guys playing on the highest levels of the international soccer. So this is one of the best talented teams we had. And I said the only thing I was concerned about was them becoming a team and being able to play like a team and fight through adversity. And they've shown us by simple fact that they won against they won their last matchup and they were down a man for about 30 minutes. It's one of the best things I've seen. Am I surprised? Yes, because I didn't know that they were going to come together like this. Am I surprised on the side of them playing well? Not really, because I knew they had the talent. I just didn't know how the talent was going to mesh, if that makes sense. Like I
I
just didn't know. I didn't see. It's like when you put all the ingredients into the pot and you start watching it go, and you're like, did I put enough of this? Did I put enough of that? And then all of a sudden you let it sit and you take the gumbo out, you put it over the rice, and then you eat, and he's like, oh yeah, I did right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even gonna piggyback on it because I was gonna say something. Nope. Your analogy's perfect. I'm not gonna piggyback
No,
on it.
piggyback.
No, because if I had to piggyback, not to take away from what you said, it's the same thing. It's like when you do something and when you up close to it, it looks jumbled up. And when you back up and you take a look back at it, you see how pretty it look.
Yeah, it's the forest. It's the forest and the trees.
Yes.
You sitting there staring face to face with the tree, but when you step back or you get that view and you see the whole forest, it's a beautiful thing. It's like also, back in the day when I used to get haircuts, I would look and I was like, what is he doing? And then like at the end, you like, damn, that boy good. That boy good.
Been there plenty of times. Back when I was getting haircuts. Anything else round of 16? Because like when you named all the games we got coming up. And this is how long is this gonna last? We're not gonna name a World Cup champion for like another 2 weeks?
I think it's July the 19th is the last of the World Cup. And this is for us, this is beautiful because this is just content. It's like we gotta like this summer, content got pregnant and decided to have a bunch of babies because with the World Cup in the mix, we're not sitting here talking about like we do the Mount Rushmores, we do the GOAT conversations on Unapologetic Tuesdays. Um, we do our thing, the Mount Rushmore, Thursday nights at 7:15, the Thursday night throwdown. But we haven't had to use that as our primary content because we've gotten events happening. The WNBA has been picking up, um, World Cup. Everything's just happening, and it's the best thing for us as podcasters. Like you ain't got to sit there and like we're not sitting here thinking of, oh, did we do this yet? Like, and we got a bunch of content and thoughts and ideas, and we're like, we didn't talk about the best fourth guard on the 1980s Lakers that would have shut down Len Bias and Reggie Lewis. And no, I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna leave you alone, KG.
We'll save that. That'll be a discussion later on in the summer before the NFL season starts. Because look, we got so much content in the can. It's things that we haven't covered in 6 years because stuff always happens.
Right.
You know, why does the Midnight Rider hate Cal Ripken so much?
Whoa. Let's not put that out there in the ether like that. You know what I'm saying? Multiple Oriole fans around, you know?
And you know what? You're right. So let's switch gears. And we're going to go to the NFL. And we call this one As the Ayuk Turns.
That's the thing I forgot to upload today. Because I made
I ain't got the what's the name. Damn. I don't know what happened to it. The overlay. But
I already deleted it.
Brandon Ayuk. He decided to jump on social media. I don't know what platform he was on. He might have been on Instagram Live. I don't know. He decided to jump on social media and badmouth Jayden Daniels, Washington Commanders starting quarterback Jayden Daniels, over something that a fan said in a video that Jayden Daniels had at the World Cup. The fans say, hey, Jayden Daniels, bleep Jayden Daniels and bleep Brandon Ayuk. You better not throw him the ball because I'm a 49er fan. And bleep this and bleep that. And Jayden Daniels laughed. Ayuk took issue with that. And he unfollowed Jayden Daniels. And he's only following 4 people. His own brand, his wife, the Commanders, and somebody else. And it's crazy because if there was a sliver of hope, if there was a crack in the door that he could be picked up by the Washington Commanders, the door's been slammed shut, locked, chain on, bottom lock on, deadbolt on. The windows have been pushed down, locked, nailed shut, shutters closed. Like, there is no chance this is going to happen. I don't know what's wrong with the cat, but yeah, this ain't it. Midnight Rider.
You transitioned very well there, sir. This is funny to me. I've never seen, like, if there's a class to say, hey, how do I fumble of dollars in one chance, this is how you do it. This dude is putting on a show. He's putting on the best show, the best class I've ever seen of fumbling the bag. I've never seen anybody do this bad. And the bad thing about it, and what I feel bad for the kid about, is he's giving the 49ers so much content that he could probably sit out this whole year without them cutting him, and they not have to pay his salary or worry about his salary because they can just put him on. They can suspend him for conduct detrimental to a team. This is like the 3rd week I've said this, but he's doing it over and over and over again. And the other day, I think he put out like 11 Instagram messages. Like, it got to the point that even DJ Khaled stopped saying another one. He was like, yo, dog, I'm good. 11. And this kid is just not getting the point. And, you know, people start questioning his mental health. And I don't want to question his mental health because mental health is a tough thing to deal with. But you got to question just his hold on reality. Like, you can't bash the people that's going to give you the opportunity. And then you're bashing the people above them. Now, the only one that I'm okay with him bashing is the NFLPA, because you know how I feel about the NFLPA, KG.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially this last go round when the president gets fired because he's putting strip clubs and lemon pepper, those Lou Will lemon pepper wings on his tab, and he's billing it to the NFLPA. Like, yeah, dog. So I'm sorry about that. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is.
Now
But
I'm gonna
this kid
go
is
ahead.
just, yeah, he's playing a deadly game, man.
Now, I'm gonna say this, and I said this in our chat when I sent it to you and BJ. Social media can be, will be, is going to be the death of a lot of careers. Because when you put that carbon footprint out there of something, it's forever. Just because you delete it, people
As long as
screen
somebody got
record,
it.
people save posts.
Yep.
You know, come on now. They're digging up, people are digging up tweets from 13, 14 years ago of stuff people have said. And
No, totally.
what is he gonna say? My bad, Jaden. I was drunk that night. I hit you in the face. You know, come in darkness. I mean, you can't pull a Rick James on this one. You can't just say, you know, I was drunk and the drugs got a hold of me. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. You can't do this right now. This is real life. This is not the Chappelle show. This is not TV. Uh this is not a time where you're gonna have a Disney moment and you're gonna come together and have a come to Jesus talk and everything's gonna go la 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 and it's gonna be all good. No,
Mm-mm.
you are killing your career. This is why, and I hate that they fired and they reprimanded Chris Carter for this. This is where you have to have a fall guy. You got to have a guy that's not going to let you mess up the bag. And
You
you got
know,
to have somebody around you that's saying, hey, put the phone down. Stop. It's not necessarily to take a gun charge for you. No, you have to have somebody that's a fall guy like, nah, he didn't post that. He was hacked, and you see he wasn't on camera and this, that, and other. That's not even him talking. And you got to have somebody like that. Not an agent. You have to have somebody that's real that can tell you, put the phone down. You fucking everything up.
at this point, I think somebody's told him that, and I just think he doesn't listen. I think it's hard when the people that you've worked with turn their backs on you. That means you've done something. So, like the Herm Edwards of the world, PJ, who's your mama's? I know it's Hugh Mazada. Trust me. Um, just people you work with are just like not having your back, not like giving you the support. That's tough. That means you done burn bridges and burn bridges. Like you done burned the bridge of the bridge to the cousin of the bridge. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy to me, man. What we got in comment land, dog?
I'm glad you said that because that's a great transition. Going back to soccer, Coach Mark says, can't lie, any sport World Cup event gives you a sense of nation pride.
Oh hell yeah, man. Part of the reason we watch. There we go.
Anthony says, yo. Coach Mark says someone needs to do a mental health check on him. I think so because I think he's spending too much time by himself. And he said this situation with Brandon Ayuk, I have a sinking feeling it's starting to look like the AP situation where the concussions are causing him to have mental issues and him acting out like this.
I think he means AB. I think he means Antonio Brown.
Yeah, Antonio Brown. I feel like the NFL has a unified rule of conduct detrimental. We will actually know what constitutes as conduct detrimental or the NFL and its franchise. We do know what it is, and this is conduct detrimental.
The problem is that he has, and Brian Mitchell has said this several times on the show, is conduct detrimental can mean anything. Like it doesn't have, like it's so much gray area around it that you can make things be conduct detrimental. And the fact that he has called out, like, this idiot has made it so easy for them to use it because he's called out the GM, he's called out the coaching staff, he's called out the PA. Like, he's made it so that they can just be like, hey, this is conduct detrimental, and boom. Like, who's going to argue for him? That's the other part that he's done. He's alienated so many people that I don't even know who's going to advocate on his behalf. Who's coming to his aid?
Not a soul. And Coach Mark said the voice of reason. Yes, I think Fall Guys is the worst way that I put that. So let me rephrase that and go with Coach Mark's the voice of reason. You got to have somebody to say, hey, you're doing dumb shit. I mean, this dude had a video of him speeding past Levi Stadium doing over 100 miles per hour. You recorded yourself doing that. Then apologize and say, oh, I'm sorry for my actions. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. I'm sorry it's not going to change this. After everything that didn't happen, especially with NFL players and speeding, you got Rashee Rice causing an accident that almost killed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He had to serve a little time for that, and I really think he should have served more, but that's just my opinion. Henry Ruggs.
Yep.
Speeding. Caused an accident that killed the young lady and her dog. And he's still in jail. He thought he was going to be up for parole. He was going to make it back to the NFL. And I said, yeah, no. Dude, he took a life.
I'm going to say something. And it's probably going to annoy some people. But I think the reason he didn't get parole is because the dog died. Like, this society holds animals in higher status than sometimes human life. And I really think that, yeah, some of his sentencing and some of the time and some of the reason they aren't yielding isn't because of the person, but it's because of the pet.
Agreed. You can take that all the way back to Michael Vick. He got 2 years. 2 years for the dogfighting case that it just happened on his property. But I always bring up this thing. I said Dante Stallworth killed a man in a crosswalk in Miami and got 24 days.
Yep.
So, we can talk about these things till the cows come home. And I never thought about it like that because I'm thinking about the young lady and, how he failed to react. Sat on the curb as that lady was burning and screaming. And you sat on the curb. What you supposed to resume your $1 million career. So that's how I always felt about it. Anthony said Tyreek in Miami. Ray Caruth. Ray Caruth, he's an idiot on so many levels. Like,
I'm just so happy that kid has done a lot of things in this world. Like, he's got a lot of accomplishments on that side.
Yes. And graduated high school. I think he's actually in college now.
Yeah.
And flourishing, and he wants to have a relationship with him. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's a great thing. I mean, that's just my opinion, but just nah. But I don't know with this Brandon Ayuk thing. I don't know what the kid needs help. He needs an OG.
Nah, he one of the people that he's just gone. And unless he decides to seek the help, I don't think he's going to get the help because he's turned his back on too many people.
Nah, I did not see your comment about Shannon or Chris Carter there, Anthony. And that's the problem. When you burn so many bridges, that's why I say he need an OG. And I ain't talking like in our generation. He need the generation before us. He need that tough love. He need that OG that's going to sit him down and shove boot in him and let him know how fucked up you are and how messed up you what you're doing. You're ruining something. You're about to make, you're set to make generational wealth. If you put your money away, you live right, you don't do reckless things, you don't spend absorbing it, you have generational wealth. and you're about to mess that up. Brandon Ayuk he came into the league in 2020. 2020 out of Arizona State. First round pick. What we have? First round pick, 25th overall in the 2020 draft. We're not talking a guy that, is in the league 1 or 2 years. No. We talking a guy that's been in the league 6 years. Bro, you're in the prime of your career and you're acting a fool. I don't get it.
Hey, Anthony, you didn't post that Shannon or Chris Carter comment. Like Bernie Mac used to say, you don't have Big Mama anymore. When Big Mama is in her 40s, how do you have discipline? I don't even. I know what you're saying, but I think this is one of those situations beyond that. It's not about Big Mama. It's not about anybody. It's this kid just has has like I said, burned every bridge, and there's nobody there to advocate on his behalf. And when you get in those situations, when you are all alone, that's a tough spot to be in. When even you know your friends just like they put their hands up and they just walk away. That's a hard feeling, man. That's a hard place to be at.
And you know what's crazy? I get what Anthony's saying too. When he talking about Big Mama, he talking about with the wig cocked to the side and she shuffle
Right.
when she walk. Yeah, we don't.
Household, same mailman.
Yeah. Them days have been gone, man. And the thing is, to be able to say we grew up in those times, it's a different feeling because discipline was different. Discipline wasn't all about what they call corporal punishment. It wasn't all about getting your ass whooped. Yeah, I got yelled at, but after I got yelled at, I got sat down and I got told why I got yelled at and where I messed up at.
Right.
And then of course I got the speech. You young, you black, you already got 2 strikes against you. Don't make it a third. They look at you funny anyway. As soon as you walk into a room, you don't have to do anything. Damn, really? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a blacksmith. What does a blacksmith do to sharpen a sword? To create a sword. You heat it up, you fashion it, and then you cool it off. That's how I talk about the parenting style of my godmother, my grandmother, my mother. And we don't have that as much anymore. But a lot of this generation, especially Brandon Ayuk's generation, they think they know everything. They think they know everything because I'm going through it. Times is different. Everything ain't the same as when it was. It's the same thing, just repackaged. Just like it was the same thing for our parents and repackaged for us. It's all the same. It's just a fucking rerun. That's it. KG, this is why I don't understand with the amount of trouble that Tyreek has gotten in overall during his career. How he hasn't got suspended is beyond me.
Well, he hasn't really, like, a lot of this stuff has been alleged, and I think because we haven't gotten everything out there is why he hasn't really been suspended. Is because he's done it. He's done enough, but he hasn't done enough. If that makes sense. Like he keeps teetering on getting close to it, but he won't cross that line where he has to get suspended. That's what I'll say. That's
I'll
all.
never understand. But as usual, we'll keep an eye on this.
Right.
And we would definitely, because this is affecting a lot, because I really wanted Ayuk to come to DC, and I would have loved to have him and Debo at the same time.
Debo's done.
Yeah, that's not happening. So, but it's not going to happen.
I actually want to see what the kids do. I'm probably in the minority. Because I think you can always fix the wide receiver position as you go along. So I don't feel like there's this drastic need to go get a receiver until we get to training camp and we see what it looks like when the pads are on and things are happening. Um, like that's what I want to see. Like I don't want to sit here and be like, "Oh, we need a receiver. We need a receiver," because you've got guys that are progressed long enough in their careers that maybe they can make a difference. And I think that's the problem Washington has. We got two problems. One problem in the wide receiver room we have is the Cam Simmons effect. Is everybody wants to believe or think that we can get a Cam Sims in here, a 6'5" guy, and if you pay attention, Cam Sims is nowhere to be found in this league. But like Redskin fans, Commander fans, Washington football team fans, like they wax poetically about how great he was. And it's like, dude, the dude ain't do nothing. He caught like 24 passes in a season at best. But if you let them tell it, we always need that kind of guy. And it's always been like that. We need a 6'4" guy. We need this guy. And then no, no. And then like they dogging the kid Antonio Williams. And it's like, he's the same height as Terry McLaurin, right? Like, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Like, make it make sense to me. Go ahead, KG.
I love that you brought up Cam Sims because I was one of the ones on that hype train. And he was brought to my attention by my main man, Keefy from the block. He was like, you got to look at Cam Sims during his preseason. And I wrote the name down. He said, yeah, he's undrafted out of Alabama. Big, strong. If we can get him, to stay healthy, he's going to be able to do something. I said, okay. I think we had a preseason game that night, and Cam Sims caught like a fade route in the corner at the goal line and scored. And then he had a couple of other big catches. I was like, shit. He was like, yeah. But the kid got to stay healthy. And they wound up cutting him. I was like, why would they cut him? We need receivers. Here's the thing that we have to stop as football fans. When a person is cut, released, waived, traded away, is something that the coaches saw behind the scenes that you didn't see. We're not talking game day. We're not talking B-roll footage from practice like Terrell Pryor catching a one-hand pass over a DB in training camp, and everybody thought that he was going to, not everybody, I damn sure, I knew he wasn't going to make 1,000 yards, but everybody thought he was going to be 1,000-yard receiver. We got to stop doing that off of highlight reels. Let me see the lowlights. Let me see what you do when you're training. I need to see all of that. And I don't know, maybe Cam Sims didn't have the skin tangibles to make it in this league, let alone make it with the franchise. But I was one of those people. I had it. I said, man, Cam Sims has to be the person that exercises the ghost of Malcolm Kelly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You just
because we all that talk about Malcolm Kelly and we got nothing. Devin Thomas and got nothing. What was the first kid? Not Jahan Dotson, Josh Dotson. Got nothing.
Josh Doxson.
Yeah. Got nothing. It's like
against who was that? It was Seattle in the game where that's probably one of Jay Gruden's best coach games because that team had they had duct tape and Band-Aids on that team that whole game. That's probably one of the best coach games, Jay, that they won with that fade down the sidelines. It's not a fade, it's probably the bomb down the sideline to Josh Doxson.
I understand where you're coming from, and I would have fought you tooth and nail 5 years ago.
That's a good thing we weren't doing shows.
Sims. This is called growth.
It's a good thing we weren't doing shows together 5 years ago.
We actually were.
Were we? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's 21. Yeah, 21, yeah.
We actually were. So, but I think I did fight you tooth and nail about him. So,
you probably did. And I was just like, no. Don't see it. Can't see
it. Last comment from Anthony, and then we're going to take a break. He said actually there's a police report of him punching an elderly man at a marina in Miami. How is that not proof?
I don't know. I mean, we talking about the NFL. So if it hasn't really come out or been pushed, then we don't know. You know what I'm saying? You have the luxury of being in Miami, so you can see all that stuff and get all that stuff. Um, yo, you know what? You was talking. Um, we ain't getting nothing. We got nothing.
We got nothing. I agree, Lee Ice. We got nothing.
Hold up. Anthony's coming to Congress Heights, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's gonna be in Congress Heights. And it's funny he said Congress Heights the other night on the Friday night freestyle. If you didn't see that episode last Friday, 7:15, me and Mrs. Bossman did a freestyle, man. We had a good time. Anthony jumped in. We talked a little bit about what were we talking about? We talked about food. We talked about fish, fried fish. We talked brain diseases. We talked World Cup round of 16, and we talked about Wimbledon. It was a great time, good time. If you haven't caught us, catch us this Friday, 7:15. It's an open show. So I tell people all the time, we have content, but if you want to add content, the more the merrier. Let's go. We over there cooking. We cooking like Sister Ella with the big tricep, the fat tricep. We cooking like her. That's how we try to cook on Fridays.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to hold on to your seats. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for watching the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. That was our show Drive Time, which airs on Mondays at 5 p.m. They do a great thing. They have some great bits. One of their bits is Sarah hating everything in the world. The other bit is Scooter talking about the Hartford Whalers. And then Matty Ice gives you everything that you need on a daily basis, on a Monday basis, when it comes to hockey. I know I've learned more this past year watching them do hockey than I've learned in my lifetime. So it's a great option. It's a great way to view shows. And then after that, check also Pretenders or Contenders on Monday. I think that's 7:00. Yeah, 7:00. Should be myself and Coach Devon Powell. And then we have Coach Drip from Moco County jumping in with us because we talking high school sports. And then we got MFV or is it MVF Sports. He's going to jump in with us also. Coach put the promo out. We'll repost the post so that way everybody can see it. But we're going to have a great show because we're talking about high school sports and how high school sports are covered right now. So that's going to be our thing, and we're going to make it work and make it do what it do, baby. But with that being said, let me turn it back over to the host, the big guy, KG.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to switch a little gears again here. Tim Watkins, I see you on the group post. jump over to the main post because you had some things needed to be said. So jump over to the main post and get that out there. Because we talking NBA. And here's the question. LeBron goes where?
I don't know. I think this is so LeBron though. Like it's like he's just boom. I know the song, and when I start the lyric, you don't know. But he's sitting out there wishing on a star to follow where you are. He's wishing on a dream. That's LeBron right now. Like he is holding out. He's holding out so much. Like he feels like he's the most precious virgin in the city, and he's waiting to figure out who's going to deflower him. And I say that in the kindest terms in the nature, but it's like, oh, I can go here, I can go here. So we've heard Cleveland, we've heard Miami, we've heard um, Denver. Denver is probably the most interesting one because I think Denver actually gives them a better chance at a title than the other two. But the only problem with Denver is Denver's in the West, and what's in the West? The Alien and what's that guy's name? SGA. So you gotta get past those two monsters to get to the finals. But Denver kind of makes sense. People have talked about Philly, but I don't think he really fits in the Philly because they've got enough horsepower that I think Philly can make its own magic happen. They talked about Golden State's, and Golden State. We already talked about it. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is cool, but you're a friend and a confidant. Um, who else am I talking about? Um, you can't go to Toronto. Boston. Oh, I would love Boston for him just for Tim. And that's just me being evil. I would love him to play in Boston. Um, but I just don't know where it is. I don't know what's next. I don't know what his next move is, what his prerogative. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if we go past this prerogative, we gotta talk about the truth about Roni. She's a sweet old girl, the sweetest little girl in the whole wide world. Just to give Bobby Brown some love. Pied Piper art, the second Pied Piper R&B.
The king of New Jack Swing there.
We all know who the real king of R&B is, and that's Tevin Campbell. Somebody say Tevin Campbell. Um, but no, man, we good. I don't know where LeBron goes, but I think he's going to pick it for himself, where he gives himself the best opportunity to win a title. I don't think he's going to go anywhere to struggle. I literally think this is what his choice is championship or play with Steph. I think those is his his two opportunities. Because if he goes to play with Steph, he's not going to play for a championship. He's going to play or have the opportunity just to play with a friend. But if he goes to a squad, I think he's going to pick a squad that's championship available. Um, I don't think he wants to go back to Miami personally because I don't know how much he likes Rouse. So
yeah, because Rouse will take his cookies from him.
He said, "I need some milk and cookies."
Here's a thing that I want everybody to think about. If LeBron goes, and we can, Rich Paul had the whole whiteboard set up and the dots connected, and if he goes to Cleveland,
I just don't like that team.
I don't. Cleveland, when they added James Harden, I think they got weaker. Because remember, this is a 60-win team. And then all of a sudden, the last two seasons, they could barely crack 55. And then they struggled to get out of the first round. This was a championship contender team 2 years ago. Not anymore. Him going to Cleveland, I don't think that's a viable option. I think Denver, if Jokic re-signs in Denver, That's not going to work because LeBron can't play with a traditional big man.
But here's why Denver does work, because he becomes an off ball facilitator. He sets up the offense, so he takes some of the offense off of the shoulders of Jokic. Like Jokic, let's say Jokic right now is 93% of their offense in terms of being the generator and the facilitator. But with a LeBron, that drops to like 70%. So now he has more energy to do other things besides setting up the offense. So it actually works in their worst case scenario, because now Bron's facilitating, he's being more of a point forward. And then you take also some of the responsibility of ball handling off of Jamal Murray. So that's why I think it works for them.
Okay. I'm writing down different places so I don't forget. We said Denver. I don't think Miami's gonna happen because again, we don't know his relationship with Riley and the whole Cookie Gate. Cleveland. People keep talking about, oh, he could come to the Wizards. Why the fuck would he want to come to the Wizards?
Why would the Wizards want him? Have you watched their have you looked at their lineup, like stacked up? There's no way in the world that the Wizards would have a place for him. Honestly.
Agree.
I mean, because I watched somebody do the Wizards top 10 and they forgot Will Riley. You know what I'm saying? Like, Riley's one of their better scorers, one of their better contributors. He can't be out of your top 10. I mean, I love Koulibaly. I called him the big fundamentals, but I think, Koulibaly, yeah, he's defensive, but he's going to probably play. But where does he fit? I actually think the Wizards need to package like a Koulibaly and somebody else, like a Jameer Watkins, one of those kind of guys, and get them a big. That's really how I really feel. Like I needed. I know they just got Aiton. So let's go there, man. I know I segued us to it, but let's go ahead and go.
And we'll go there. DeAndre Ayton to the Wiz Kids. For I believe I can't. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up.
It's 2 second rounds and the kid Jaden something. I want to say it's like Jaden Hodge, but his name escapes me. And actually, the fact that they got him gives them a wing that can score. When I say them, I'm talking about my Lakers. I
Jaden
think,
Hardy.
huh?
Jaden Hardy.
Hardy. Okay, we were in the right zip code, just wrong house. I think this actually works out better for the Lakers than it does for the Wiz, because um, I think KG, you know my feelings about DeAndre Ayton. I think I've expressed them very candidly and vividly on this show. Um, I yeah, he's a big that I think he gives them the depth that they need. But the problem is, I just don't know if he loves basketball enough to be effective or to be the player he should be. Like you can't have his height and his athleticism and be a 12-8 guy. And that 12-8 is a tough 12-8. He should be living his best life at 17-10, 18-10. But that's not him. Because if his heart was in it, why wouldn't he tell us so? That's what I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Go ahead, KG.
I'm gonna tell you why this is gonna work out. Because the Wizards did something that I totally agree with. They brung somebody back to the Wizards fold on the staff
Oh God.
that not only mentored
Here we go.
bigs in this league,
Here we go.
They brung Patrick Ewing back. Now, Patrick Ewing was here during Jordan's last season. He was an assistant with the Wizards. That was after his playing career was over. He immediately came as an assistant to the Wizards for 2002, 2003. But when they let Doug Collins' staff go and brung in, I believe that was Eddie Jordan, he went to Houston. Who did he mentor in Houston?
I have no idea.
Yao Ming, Dikembe Mutombo. And when I say mentored, I'm not talking, oh, no, you do this. No. They went and they had dinners together. They talked basketball. They talked footwork. Yao Ming had one of his best statistical seasons. Dikembe had a resurgence. He wound up going to Orlando in 2007. He mentored a young Dwight Howard. Now, we talking three guys that are Hall of Famers. I think Dwight Howard's the only one that's probably borderline, but I think he'll be a Hall of Famer eventually. Maybe not first ballot, but Dikembe's a Hall of Famer. Yao Ming's a Hall of Famer. Dwight's going to be a Hall of Famer eventually. Now, you talking about bringing him into the fold with DeAndre Ayton? Oh, I think he's going to work this young cat out. He gonna work him out. And this is going to work for the Wizards better than anybody thinks, because you have somebody that knows how to play the game.
But
and I just can't wait
the game
until he says that famous line to him. What's that shot right there? I ain't never seen you take that shot before. You practice that shot? Can't wait.
But does the kid love the game enough to invest into himself?
But that's just not him. You got to ask that question about a lot of players in the NBA and the NFL.
Oh, here we go. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I just saw the comments. Let's go. Let Tim cook.
You got to ask that question about a lot of players. Do they really love the game? Because guys don't watch film. They don't play basketball, football. They don't do anything that's sport related outside of practice and games. Remember, people used to have for a love of the game clause because of Michael Jordan. I mean, if I was riding down the street and I saw them running fives, I can go, grab my shoes out the trunk and go run fives. And I won't have, it's not going to void my contract. It's not going to, because I want to play basketball anytime, anywhere.
Hey, G, I know you want to finish this point, but let's get to the 10.
You say what?
Let's get to 10. Because this is what I've been waiting for all week. I'm sorry. Because I knew this was going to be nuclear. I knew when the Jaylen Brown trade to Philly for, what would they get? Paul George and two pick swaps and a couple of other picks. And here we go. And I don't know. You know what? We're just going to say Tim's comment. Fuck the Celtics. Fuck Paul George. Fuck Brad Stevens. Let's go. Let's ride. The dumbest trade in NBA history. You go ahead. You hit the button. Don't worry about it. I'm taking. Yeah. Next, the Celtics draft Muggsy Bogues with the top pick. Oh yes, indeed. Oh, happy day.
And he said they don't need Aiden to be a starter. They need him to be the same numbers coming off the bench.
Right. He's absolutely right.
No, I disagree.
No, he's right. No, he's right.
He's as big as he is. Anything under 10 rebounds, it's a wasted season. He should be giving. If he's going to give me 12, I require 10 rebounds. I'm not asking him to be a 15 and 10 man. I'm not asking him to be a 20 and 20. I'm not asking him to be 20 and 10. He needs to give me 10 rebounds.
It's the reason. There's a reason that this makes sense. It's because all you have to do is if you put his 12 and 8 in and his defensive presence in, you're good. I've heard people talk about Muggsy before. Can you tell me how good of a point guard he was? Muggsy was a great point guard. He's probably one of those people that if you were an NBA point guard, you didn't want to bring the basketball up the court against him because he got in your hip and he could steal a basketball from you. I mean, at 5'3", he didn't have height, but Muggsy was special. Muggsy was tough. Muggsy made you wonder, like, do you want to be a point guard? There's many guys that play point guard that face Muggsy and was like, all right, I don't know if I want to do this on a regular daily basis because this dude's going to pick my pocket. The only problem with Muggsy was, you know, at that time he was good in that era because your guards didn't have to score. But if you put Muggsy in this era, I don't know if Muggsy would be as effective because um, I think the premium is placed on scoring, not on defending and giving people a hard time.
Can I take a swipe at this?
Go ahead.
Muggsy Bogues, from the time he was in high school, he played on arguably the greatest high school squad of all time, the Dunbar Poets. I heard about Muggsy when I was young. My uncle was like, yeah, going to Baltimore and ball with him, David Wingate, who else was on that team? Reggie Lewis, all those guys from Dunbar. He said they used to just run fives at the court. He said Muggsy would give you problems. And people think, oh, Muggsy's only 5'3". He can't do that. Muggsy could get up. He had 39 blocks in his NBA career. And he would block 7 foot. He blocked Patrick Ewing shot. But like you said, you had to play point guard a certain way because everybody used to try to, back Muggsy down, coming across the court, give him the Magic Johnson, turn your back to him. But when you do that and you go to switch hands and you can't find him, by the time you find him, he gone the other way.
Right.
He would wait and pick his spot. But because if you drop the ball below your waist, it was fair game, and Muggsy was gonna swipe you, and he was gone. He was different.
I'm sorry.
Way different.
I didn't mean to pull that up.
But I think he was one of, if I had to call him in the 90s, top 15 point guard in the 90s, because he could distribute the ball, but he could really play. I mean, he was a first round pick, if I'm not mistaken. 12th overall.
That was the tall and small draft where they drafted Muggsy first, and then they drafted Murson next.
Manute Bol.
Whatever it was, you know what I meant. I mean, good God. Because the marketing at that time was so bad for the Wizards. It was like, come see the Wizards as they take on Magic Johnson and everybody else. And it's just like, yo.
Hey, shout out to Susan O'Malley on that, baby.
Huh?
Shout out to Susan O'Malley.
Yeah, man. We gave everybody else love, but didn't give our own team love. Shout out to Dan Roundfield.
Would you say Isaiah Thomas Jr. is basically what Muggsy was back then? Nah. You talking about the other Isaiah
I think
Thomas?
The University of Washington Isaiah Thomas.
Nah.
The one that the Celtics ran to the ground. No. I think they had two different games. I think their games are so different because Isaiah was a scorer. Muggsy was a defender.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think, the biggest difference.
And Tim said, but you're not taking Muggsy with the top pick either, like Brad Stevens. Don't fucking ass wood.
You know what? Tim can't sit here and have these conversations with us because I was there when they took Tatum, and he didn't want Tatum. So Tim, I know what I know, and I know you're going to change the story on us, but it's okay because I was there when you cussed out the TV about Jason Tatum. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead, KG.
And he said, what would be the modern comparison to Muggsy? I don't think you have one.
I think the closest would be the cat in New York. What's his name?
Alvarado?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Alvarado.
Yeah.
All right. Summer League, baby. Summer League is underway. And let
Don't
me pull this
wake
up.
me, I'm dreaming. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Uh,
I didn't think I was doing that out loud. I'm sorry. My bad.
Darren Peterson dropped 28 to propel the Jazz to an OT win yesterday. Who the band stood? That was Peterson. Boozer and Grizz when they're open, trying to find some scores here. So I can get my
So Peterson had 28 points. I think he had 5 rebounds and maybe 5 assists. I think it was 28, 2, 5, and 5. I don't know where the 2 fives went, but yeah. But what I'm starting to get annoyed by is like, oh, we know he was a scorer. Like, nah, y'all was trying to crucify this guy. You know, we didn't think he was a good player, blah blah blah. And I know it's summer league, and summer league, you know, there's some league superstars that shine and don't have great careers. There's some league superstars like Kyle Kuzma that propelled themselves into a career, but then all of a sudden decided to fade away. Um, like there's these guys out there, these people out there, but you got to make it make sense. And but I love, excuse me, what I saw from DP because everybody was like acting like he wasn't a scorer. Like, no, this dude can get buckets, and this is why I said on this here network, on this here show, that if I had the first pick, I'm taking Darren Peterson over what's his name, AJ the Bonsa, however you want to say his name. That's what I wanted. But hey, we took the Bonsa, so it is what it is. But I don't want people coming back and circling back and like, oh, we should have taken Peterson. No, because I think the Bonsa is going to be good. I think the Bonsa is going to actually make a difference in Washington. And I didn't think Washington could go wrong with either one of those two guys. But I just felt that Peterson was a bigger difference maker than the Bonsa.
Okay. Boozer went off in summer league play. He had 15 points. God bless America. We go. He had
a great all-around game in his opener.
15 on 17 11, 7 of 11 shooting.
Yeah. He showed you everything. Like, he gave you a little bit of this, and like, if you want to, you can say, you can get this or you can deal with that.
But I think you get with this because this is where it's at.
Yeah. Engine number 9, traveling down to New York. Go ahead, man.
If my train falls off the track, pick it up.
Pick it up. Back on the scene. It was Kiss Me.
Between Black Sheep and DOS Effects, boy. Black Sheep, DOS Effects, Leaders of the New School, Poor Righteous Teachers. Don't get me started.
Oh, look, Leaders of the New School was my group, yo. Them and Poor Righteous Teachers, boy. I tell you.
I was a huge Tribe Called Quest fan, still am. And it was to the point that I actually got in trouble because I kept rapping Scenario. And then every time I would rap a line in Scenario, somebody else at my table would rap a line in Scenario. And the next thing you know, we doing a whole damn song, and the class is like, okay. Man, and the teacher's like, y'all got to stop. I can't teach like this. I love Tribe Called Quest too, but I can't teach like this.
Oh, that is my joint, man. Scenario. Oh, man. We're not going to get into that.
You say something, and I got to say this. I don't understand why. It's the same thing with NFL preseason. You get these guys that are trying to catch on. They're trying to catch a fly out the gate, so somebody sees them, and then they'll have these excellent summer league games. And then they'll get signed, and then they'll get buried on the bench, and you won't see them sometimes for like 2 or 3 years in the league. But then you'll see them in summer league. Every time they're in summer league, they're lighting it up. but they never get the opportunity in the regular season. Then you get other guys that get the opportunity, and then it's like they shrink back down in size, and they go from being the big bull. The next thing you know, you shrunk down the size of an alpaca. Like, I don't get it.
Well, you got.
I mean, Marcus Mason.
No. It's cool because I get where you're going with this, but you gotta tell them that it's human nature. Sometimes you gotta say why, but is it really that way? And what the way is the way of the NBA these days. Is these guys use they know they gotta get it. This is why I don't like some league. Is because you get to take any shot you want. You know what I'm saying? Like you just shooting shots. You trying to show yourself off. You trying to make sure people see who you are. And when you get to the team, the problem is that yeah, you can shoot, but we need you to defend, or we need you to do this. Like you got to fit into your role. So this is why a lot of guys shine in summer league, but then when they get to their team, you're not given the same level of opportunity to showcase what you are. You know, you go to a team and say, I always go back to this example where they talked about mid-range shots, but when Melo was at Clippers, and he was like, "Well, we got an opportunity to take 18 mid-range shots, and 14 of those go to Chris Paul, so you get 4." You know, so like the league dictates your opportunity, and some of these guys, and this is why I always say, you know, there are guys and there are players that can get you 50 easy, and it's some you got some 50-point games that are by some of the most unheard of names in basketball history, but because they shoot like these dudes shoot like it's nobody's business. Like I always tell people, when we was at Mason, I made the mistake. I was playing against this cat that played for Mason. His name was Demetrius Somerville. He helped lead Mason over a Colorado team that had Anthony Morrow and Chauncey Billups on it. And midway through the game, he gets hurt. He goes up for a dunk, and I guess he gets undercut, and his face hits the floor, and he has to have like surgery for all of that back into his body. And like he came out one day in the summer when we was hooping, and I always tell people I'm always going to give you my DC cross just to let you know. So I hit him with my DC cross, boom, go to the cup, get my layup, come back down. This dude, I know everybody says Steph invented it, but he didn't. This dude came across half, 2 steps across half court, pulled up, shot J. Buckets. I was like, God damn, this gonna be a long day. I just gotta wear this one. I gotta wear this one. And the
You
rest of
didn't
them,
pull your
like
Kevin Garnett after that?
I picked him up full KG. I picked him up full court, and he still would at least get me back enough. See, he could pull up again, and he's basically 3 steps across half. Like he didn't. I swear to God, he didn't cross the timeline to take a shot in my face. It was disrespectful, but I got it because I knew what I did. I got mine. He got his. It's okay.
Oh man. All right. Well,
I don't even know where we at.
Well, we're gonna switch gears one more time. Move us over to the side, and we're gonna go to the Miles report. I updated it. I figured it out. Hopefully, this one's right, and we got a couple comments to get to before we do that.
All right, let's do all that.
Give it to me. We got
the Miles. We go. That's my that's yeah. If you haven't checked it out, there's a comment strip.
I got it right.
Midnight Rider, Jaden 5 Rider. Check it out. Go ahead. I'm sorry, KG.
Tim said, player Paul George, 46-year-old ass, came off the bench, a 28-game drug suspension, and this fucker trades an all-pro guard with no baggage for a team killer.
Yes, sir. I'm here for it all, baby. Let's go.
And Anthony said, what do you guys thoughts on performance of my Heat draft pick Cornwall against San Antonio? Conwell.
What you thought? I didn't see it, so I apologize. And so I don't have a. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm not gonna even fake that I have response to that. I missed that game.
And he said, I found out about that song. It was on NBA Street soundtrack. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And let me tell you something. I found out about a lot of songs off of video game soundtracks. Like, I have a playlist called Gold Braided Sofa Music. And a lot of that started with me going down a rabbit hole off of something off of a NBA game soundtrack, an NFL game soundtrack, FIFA, Grand Theft Auto, something. And, hey, man, I ain't even gonna lie to you. You find some bangers on the video game soundtracks.
Yes, you do.
Tim said, how many 6'9" wing forwards in the NBA with skills, and the Bullets already had 12 guards on the roster and didn't need another?
What's he talking about?
About when you said that they should have picked Peterson instead of DeBanster.
Oh, because he's 6'6", he's a guard, and you put him in as your 2 or your 1. Like we act like the NBA now is a position league, and it's not. It's positionless. So you could work Peterson in with his scoring ability. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, Utah is going to be one of the toughest teams that anybody got to face, because you got him and Bailey. You got the kid that's the son of the Georgetown guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but like Utah is going to be a problem in the West. They may not be in the top 6, but they're going to make it tough for you to go to Utah and live in Utah. But getting back to my girl, Olivia Miles, she had a rough night a couple nights ago. So let's go. Let's see where we at. Friday night, the Lynx played the Liberty, and I think she had like 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. They end up losing to the Liberty, 99-86, and the player of the night was Stewie. Stewie goes for 36 points, 7 rebounds. Jonquel Jones, I think that's how you say her name, or Jonquel Jones. She got off. She went for 14 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. Ionescu or however you want to say that. She went for 7. She went for 17, 2, and 6. Yeah, that was a tough ball game. The Sky also on Friday night. The Sky and the Aces played, and the Aces win 98-90, and that went into overtime. Last night, the Valkyrie 88, the Dream 83, and in that ball game, I think you posted a picture or a video of a foul that wasn't a foul and shouldn't have been a foul type of thing.
I was waiting for you to finish to get to that.
Go ahead.
Angel Reese caught the ball on the left side of the floor. She turned around and she moves like this. Just move. She swipes across, moves like this. Letitia Amy here out of South Carolina for the Valkyries. And it flops on the floor. They call a common foul on Angel Reese. But upon further replay, Angel Reese never touched her.
Right.
She flopped. And somebody in the comments of that It's actually on CBS Sports Instagram page. Somebody's in the comments said, we got to start finding this for real. Men got to get fined 10,000. Women got to get fined 1,000. And I guarantee you the flopping will stop. I agree. We have to stop the flopping. You know, if you get caught on the chin, you get caught in the face with an elbow inadvertently, great. You know that. You don't have to flop to do it. Because I cannot stand the way SGA plays. And if you go back, and I've sent multiple videos, you go and you see the way SGA plays. LeBron does it. It's to the point that it's getting down to your Pee-wee leagues. The one where it's a video where it's a dead ball timeout. They're getting set up. The whistle blows. The kid, he fakes one way and he goes the other way, and the little kid that he fakes into and falls on the floor, and they call a foul. Like you can see it's a intentional flop. He's flopping like a fish. This is not the game that I love.
Tread lightly, KG, in this.
Down. Huh?
Tread lightly into this, KG.
Well, I mean, it's starting to trickle down.
No, I'm just saying. Just tread lightly. That's all I'm saying. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. Because I know there's a person in the comments that's going to make a comment. That's why I'm saying tread lightly.
I got you. But I mean, we got to stop it. And now it didn't trickle over to the WNBA, and like it's like, man, play the game straight up. Because if you playing me and you on the block and I see you bring your arm over and all this, I'm not going, ooh, all right, that's my ball, man. You hit. Nah. I mean, it's bad enough when you playing street ball and a dude will blow past you and he'll go to lay it up and he'll smoke the layup. And they're like, oh, that's a foul. Dog, nobody was around you.
Hey, let's hit these JoJo comments, because JoJo is on fire today. JoJo says we don't need Peterson. Oh,
my bad. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You got it. She says we don't need Peterson at all. Utah is all over the place, not structure. AJ is like that, and definitely fit us. Poor Midnight Rider. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, when you watching JoJo, Peterson be in the top 5 or top 10 of scoring in this league, that's when you'll understand. He says they are being fined. That's in the CBA. KG is right. Soccer started it all with the flopping. Okay. Let's go. Go ahead, KG. Take it away.
And Tim said Embiid flops better than any 7 foot, 285 pound man I've ever seen. That's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one. But to see this in the WNBA, it's like, geez, man. I go to the WNBA and I watch the WNBA because guess what I'm going to see? I know I'm going to see fundamentally sound. I'm not going to see somebody hold the ball for 20 seconds in a 24-second shot clock, and what Midnight Rider calls the grenade. They're not going to pass that and take an ill-advised shot. No, it's going to be a lot of ball movement, and if they're going to take you off the dribble, it's bang, bang, go. And it's not bang, bang, bring you back, bang, bang, bring you back, bang, bang, bring you back, and just keep trying to get the moment. I really don't care for that brand of basketball on any level. I've seen dudes, and I played some rough courts in my time. I've seen dudes try that. I'm going to cross you, rock you, and dudes get tired of that, and I've seen them take forearms to the face.
All right.
And get knocked out for that because you're trying to embarrass somebody. You know, I've seen kids being pulled from games for trying to do that in AAU games because you're not passing to the open man. You're not playing in the team concept. You're trying to go for individual highlights. WNBA, NBA, men's and women's college, USBL, CBA, you have kids watching y'all, man. They are watching. They're very impressionable. Stop with the bullshit, please, and thank you.
All right. What's next, KG?
A couple of comments real quick. JoJo said, "I'm not saying he not good enough though. He played who? So AJ just gonna be anything. Y'all don't seem to respect AJ like that. Peterson played absolutely no defense.
No. So when I talk about AJ, you can take Olivia off the screen. We can go back to the regular setup.
I got you.
No, when I talk about AJ, I think AJ is gonna be a player. But for me, I just think that Peterson's game is gonna be the next step. Like he's him and Orlando and Utah with Ace, they gonna make it tough. And they may not win this year or be a effect this year, but that Utah team is tough. If you take the tree in front of you and you take 10 steps back and you see the forest, Utah got some things going on. Now I don't know if they're gonna be a top 16, and that's gonna be interesting when we do our evaluations, but they're gonna be in the mix to make the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
All right, come on. I'm
Where
running
we at?
slow. Ooh. I've seen Midnight Rider flop too from the smallest guy in the world, right, player?
Ah! Oh man, I knew this was coming. That's why I was trying to get you past this, KG. Um, I'll tell you where it happened. So, um, in the '80s, we played at Holy Family, and we were playing St. Mary's of Landover Hills. Um, yes, Tim was in attendance, and I jump out on their guard, and I had this thing where I could take a charge on anybody. Like you get close enough, I will take the dive. And I took the dive, and the ref called it, and I could hear Tim Watkins in the stands yelling as I did it. So yeah, I'm not against flopping. You know me. I knew this was coming out. I knew this was happening. The second you said it, KG, I was like, if this, it, oh, I knew it was gonna happen. Go ahead. Yeah.
And JoJo said, I really don't think so. I need to see what Utah vision is really.
But Utah has one of the biggest front lines, even though they got rid of Kessler. They got the kid they got from Memphis. I can't think of his name now. Um, they've got a formidable front line. They're gonna be trouble. It's the Georgetown guy. His son. Um, damn, I can't think of his name. All right, go ahead. Let's go ahead. We'll figure it out later.
We almost at 1:30, so let's go ahead and run through what you're eating.
Oh, you already know what I'm eating.
Shoot.
I already got them. I got the marinade going. I got a steak. I'm gonna throw it in the cast iron skillet. I'm gonna throw some onions in it, and we gonna make it do what it do, baby.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Did you put rosemary in it? Did you put rosemary and things like that with your garlic and?
No. So what I did was I did a simple Montreal marinade because I wasn't going into the other parts because I know what the necessary accoutrement would be if I was going to do all this. No, I kept it simple. So I got the Montreal steak marinade. I'll probably add some onions in this time around because I got the onion, green peppers, red peppers mixture. I'll just take the onions out of it and I'm gonna chop them up and get me a little mix with that. And we'll make it happen. We're gonna make it
All
do
right.
what it do, baby. Sorry, I missed your other Okay. All right, we good.
So, for me and my household, I believe we're having beef and broccoli today.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna
Oh,
take.
all right, I need the missus to make me a bread.
I got you.
All right. And we'll figure out delivery, but I want a bread.
All right. Uh, but little beef and broccoli today. Um, I'm gonna tell you something. I had a cold cut sandwich. I meant to tell you about this too. I had a cold cut sandwich. You ever had Mama Lucia up there on in Bethesda?
Nah. It's funny you say
Mama
you had a
Lucia in
cold cut
Bethesda.
sandwich. This is Peroni. You can't probably see the label. But it's one of my. I either have to have a Peroni or root beer. Like root beer when I eat a cold cut sandwich. Like that's like my mandatory.
I agree with that. I agree. A root beer, a root beer and a cold cut sandwich seem to go perfect. But
Yes.
now Mama Lucia's Italian.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That cold cut sandwich was on fire. Like it was
Okay.
good. It was a decent cold cut sandwich, and it's $15, but it come with fries. So
So
for the
it's
15.
funny you even say that because uh what was it, Wednesday and Thursday, I knew I wasn't going to cook, so I have this stop when I leave work. I go to shout out to Woke. I think it's White Oak Barrel. I think that's what they're called. um it's the liquor store. They sell beer. They don't sell cold beer, but they sell beer and liquor, and that's where I get my Scotty's vodka from. So ever since I went there, I got Scotty's, and Scotty's vodka is one of the best vodkas I've ever had. And I go there, and then I I set my app because I go to Jersey Mike's because Jersey Mike's is right across the parking lot, and I get there Club Supreme with. I don't do it the Mike's way, because I don't want all that juice to be sitting in my sandwich bag and making the bread soggy. So I don't get that. That's the only reason I don't get the Jersey Mike's way. So I get everything else, and yeah, I'm good. So I got that. I think that was my dinner Wednesday night and Thursday night. Yeah, because Friday I went to um this is seafoods. Yeah, that's what I had this week to end my week out.
And Tim said he having steak and potatoes. Ooh,
I already know that's gonna be off the point. On
ooh,
point.
off the hook.
He honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, KG. If anybody wanted to open a restaurant that we know, it should be Tim. He cooks out of this world. The only thing I think we differ on is he does his spaghetti with a brown sugar, and I'm not a I love his spaghetti, but the brown sugar part is different for me. So I don't put sugar in my spaghetti. You've been drinking since I know you. What do you mean you've been drinking since the Celtics trip?
All right, final thoughts before we roll out of here.
Final thought. Yo, if you haven't invested in the World Cup, invest now because we got the final 16 and we got some great teams playing each other. Teams that shouldn't be playing each other in the quarterfinals, and they probably should be playing in like the semis. Enjoy the soccer you're about to get because it's gonna be the best soccer you've ever had in this time in this moment. So that's all I got.
For me, final thoughts. Damn, I had something. I forgot what it was. What was it? Oh, coming up this week, you got all your shows tomorrow. You got Showtime with Matty Ice, Showtime Sarah, Drive Time. Jesus. All right. Yeah, it's time. Drive time with Matty Ice. Showtime, Sarah and Scooter. Pretenders or Contenders with Coach Devon on tomorrow. And then, everything's everything for the rest of the week. Make sure you be here. Because I think Thursday. What are we doing? What Mount Rushmore are we doing Thursday? That's what I meant. I said it last night and I forgot what it
Oh,
was.
we're doing the anchors, or we're doing the studio people for ESPN on Thursday.
Okay. Studio. Yeah.
So you got options of Chris Berman, your Stuart Scotts, your Rich Eisens, all those guys. You got to pick your top 4 of ESPN personalities.
I like this whole thing with the Mount Rushmore, so I like it.
I mean, it's your idea. Of course you like it. But hold on. Let me see something.
That wasn't totally my idea.
It was totally your idea. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we can get this on the screen. Why is it not pulling up?
Uh-oh. Midnight Rider spinning now. I don't know what they're trying to do, but I say this, man, you got a sports smorgasbord this week. You got the World Cup, you got WNBA, you got Summer League. The Summer League schedule is out. Who plays today? I might even catch a little bit. I think that's on ESPN as well. The California Classic, the Salt Lake City Summer League, and then of course the Vegas one. The Vegas Summer League doesn't start to the 9th. So you got a lot going on here. And I'll say this. You want to see up and coming stars, those people that you don't know for sure are going to, you kind of borderline on. Trust and believe. Summer League's where you want to see them at. Then you got the WNBA going strong today, back in full effect. You got the Wings and the Tempo today. Fever versus Aces. I think that's going to be a good game. Those are 2 games for the day. Then everything else is tomorrow. Valkyrie versus Mystics tomorrow, as well as the Sun versus Lynx and the Storm versus Sparks. So you got a triple header tomorrow.
My bad, dog. I don't know what happened.
That's all good.
I fell off the screen, but this is what I'm talking about. Coming up soon, next Friday, baby. 2 out of 3 falls for the Ambassador Bitch title, baby. Live and direct from the Greensboro Coliseum, baby. It's the Rooster, Midnight Rider, coming to you. And the Roosters got to bring Baby Doll with them, baby. That's all I'm saying. Let's get funky like a monkey. Let's do what it do, baby. That's all I wanted to come.
And Tim got his final thoughts, and he says, fuck Branson. Hey, man. Look, Tim, I feel your pain. And I tell you, I say it all the time. When I tell you I went through it with the Bulls, they traded Derrick Rose to the Knicks. I stood in the middle of my floor in my bedroom and I cried. My wife consoled me. Exactly a year to the day, they traded Jimmy Butler. And I just stood in the middle of the floor and said, why? Why? And I cried like I was that 11-year-old kid watching Michigan lose to North Carolina again.
All you know is the undercard is Rashid Von Erck versus Chris Adams. And then it's the Rooster versus the Midnight Rider, the Greensboro Coliseum, baby. Go ahead.
So with that being said, y'all, thank you for joining us. We will be back on Tuesday. You'll see this man tomorrow night on Pretenders or Contenders at 7 p.m. So until then, we the Sideline Junkies, and we are out of here.
Let's go, baby.